Everyone creates the thing they dread. Men of peace create engines of war. Invaders create avengers. The victors program their future enemies. All out of sheer fear. Inevitably, men die from their own remedies. What the fuck is the sense in that? We keep fighting each other. This doesn't make sense. What the fuck are we doing? Fuck this shit! I'm done with this reality! I'm done!
Embrace the dark so you can see so many things in a different perspective. Perception is projection, so what the fuck, bring it down, put this on and you'll see so many different perspectives that you don't wanna be in. Because if you do, you're gonna regulate and alternate all those realities. Parallel to be exact, don't go out of body because it might be whack with you if you don't know what to do. Astral project, that's the way it goes. But then again, if you go out of mind, you will be out of sight. So what the fuck, yo? Bring it down cause the sound will be slow, cause you will be with this old soul. Alone, but you wouldn't wanna be, because you don't even know what to do with all that solitary. Now you see many things coming at you with so many dissonance. What the fuck you gonna do when you really see all this pressure coming at you? Depression's gonna hit you hard. PTSD, now you know what it's gonna go. Don't look around, it's gonna be like that. Now you really don't know what to do next, because if you do, you might just wanna flex all those magic numbers.
Alright, so you may be wondering why I'm wearing this mask. Because we're about to get rid of the false mask societies. They're about to crumble. Get ready for that. Some of you who have been doing the inner work will be kings and queens of the new earth. Some of you watching this might think I'm crazy for the things I'm saying, but oh well. So, those of you who don't think I'm crazy, guess what? That's a mirror, that's a reflection. Thank you for acknowledging your uniqueness, if you may. But those of you judging, hey, we attract what we judge. Be careful what you wish for, because what you're judging, that's what you're wishing for. As above, so below. As inside, so outside. Which means what? Perception is projection. So if you can see it, that means it's inside of you. If you judge it, even if you don't say it, if you're about to say it to a cousin, to a friend, whatever, what you're about to say is higher self letting you know that's inside of you, and this is why you can perceive it. So vision is weak, perception is strong. So let's get rid of the false mask society. We're going to use resonance, as you can see the music, notes, things like that, to get ahead. Oh, and one thing I want to show you guys eventually. You see that cross? You see that? It's not a mockery. That's a true training device that I have that I'm going to patent. There's a lot of accessories that go to it that's gonna help you cross-reference your multidimensionality through the martial arts and hand and eye coordination, so that you can balance the left and right hemisphere to become more multidimensional, quite literally, truly. Okay, when you do this, we're using the left brain hemisphere. This is my right hand, because it's probably going to be mirrored. Hence, so I'm using my left brain hemisphere when I'm moving my right hand. When I cross the midline, now I'm using both hemispheres. Neuroplasticity is that simple. Okay, and since we live in a holographic universe, hey, the all is mind, the universe is mental. El todo es mente. El universo es mental. The all is God, source to everything, right? So the all is mind. The universe that we can perceive can only exist in our mind. If you die, the universe dies, but that's your universe. My universe continues. See what I'm saying? So everything is truly in the mind. So vision is weak, perception is strong. Watch your perception because it will be projected out. And if you can see it, guess what? Fix it in here first. All right? So um, when you become that universal, you'll see that even your mother, and I'm not being cliche here, I'm being honest. I've reached this level. When you get to a universal level, your mother is no more important than the homeless man across across the city. All right. Some of you might think like, "Ooh, that's true unconditional love." Some of you might be like, "It's kind of odd he said that, but I see what he means." Yeah, unconditional love, no conditions. Everyone is equal. Everyone. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to show you guys a few of my stones. Cheryl, you're probably not watching this, but haven't forgot about you. You gave me this a long time ago. It was really nice. Thank you. I forgot what it's called, but it's a nice stone. But this one was my first one I ever got. It's pyrite. All right. What color is it? It's fool's gold. Okay. So it's yellow. So what is it good for? The solar plexus to ground. All right. A literal, real meteorite. All right. And the way you know these are real is they always have this weird little circumference in the middle that kind of, it almost looks like it's two pieces put together and there's this weird thing. So if you look at this closely, this is how Earth is. It's not a perfect circle and there's grooves in it. There's mountains, there's all these things. All right. So what does a meteorite do? It grounds. So this is for grounding, good for the root chakra. So as I'm explaining this, hopefully you guys can go get your guys' stones and stuff. Malachi and I forgot what it was. But look at the color, right? This is for what? For vision. Or for clarity of speaking. We have this that was gifted to me by Madame Pele. I dare to say it. Yes, I did a lot of work with her Ho'oponopono intentions. A lot since 2016. In 2000, early 2016, I went to Maui, did a profound meditation. We're about to do in a little bit, and this appeared right in front of me when I was done, and there was no one around. Okay, so this is coral from Hawaii, Maui to be exact, and it just appeared right in front of me. No one was around. There's been several times that's happened to me. That's how you know spirit, higher self, God, whatever you want to call it, is looking out for you. And then finally, Azurite, Santa, hopefully you're looking. Hopefully you're here with me right now. If you're not physically, I know you're with me spiritually. She lives in France, phenomenal singer. We made a bunch of, I was supposed to play our music, but there was supposed to be a lot of beautiful stuff happening. But like always, those of you who know me, some of you from YouTube really don't know me that well, but the ones from Facebook, you guys know me very well. I'm always being censored. Okay, but that's gonna stop. And then finally, it's a sunny crystal. Okay, boy, oh boy, is this so charged up with Sirius, Sirius energy. I'm gonna use all this that I just showed you right now to amplify not only mine but your intentions, so that we can not only perceive more peace, but to attract more peace to those that are in need. I am not in need in peace. I actually beat my PTSD. I didn't beat it. I tamed it. We cannot beat PTSD. We cannot get rid of it, but we can tame it. Right? Mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, I tamed it. Physically, it still sounds. They still. Oh, am I gonna get blown up? But I still get tense. But that's something you really can't fix, and that's what I'm saying. You can't get rid of PTSD. But I suffered through it so much, and that's how I became so in tuned with the limitations of man and how to hack them into supernatural states. Trust me, if you would know my age, you'd be like, there's no way. If you would see my body, you'd be like, there's no way. And you only work out 33 minutes a day and you don't eat any meat. You haven't eaten meat in so long and this and that. And there's no way you have all those muscles. It's an impossibility. Yes, it is, but not when you're balanced completely. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to balance ourselves now. What I want you guys to do is, as you're going through this, uh, imagine yourself being either Mother Gaia or what we're entering now as of December 24th, 1st. Okay? I'm going to say it, but I have to. All right? Technically, this is the year 2012. Yes, did you hear what I just said? The Ethiopians consider this the new year of 2012. Not only that, Jesus of Nazareth was not born December 24th, 25th. Jesus of Nazareth was born the September 11th. And this is according to the Ethiopians who have records that haven't been touched. And they practice Orthodox Christianity. They wouldn't lie about these things. There's no need for them to lie about these things. Okay, what do you think a lot of bad stuff is happening in Ethiopia? Because they're trying to get rid of the true Christianity, Christ consciousness, I should say, that is here now, trying to enter us. Some of you watching, it's already in you because you guys already done the work. September 11th, think about it. Look, I already talked to several people from Mormons and different ones, and when they checked into their records, they're like, you know what, there's some kind of truth into this, that Jesus of Nazareth was not born in December 25th. He was born on somewhere around mid-September, and the exact date, according to Ethiopians, Orthodox Christian Ethiopians, Jesus of Nazareth was born September 11th. And it makes perfect sense in so many ways, but there's so much to explain about that, and it has mainly to do with the zodiac. One last thing before we get started. Zodiac. You guys have you guys know that Jupiter is considered Zeus? Not only that, Jupiter is considered Jesus. Why would I knew this for a long time, and I was like, that's kind of weird, whatever, cool, is partly someone's just belief, whatever, meaning from ancient times. But then just recently, I came across the information that Jupiter takes exactly 12 years to make a loop around the sun. So it makes perfect sense. And what are we about to see? Dude, they're trying to cover it up, but we won't see it. It's supposed to happen in the lower hemisphere. They're supposed to see the half of the thumbnail of the moon, and then two planets above it, which is what? Literally, it's not no lie. A leaf just fell right now. It's no lie. It's even the scientists already admitted it. It's Saturn and Jupiter, right? So please have this in mind. Planetary bodies do move, and there's always binaries. We have a binary, and it's not the moon. Keep that in mind. So when things go a little bit odd inside of you or around your family, literally, I know it sounds crazy, but on December 21st, all of a sudden, boom, something's going to happen inside of consciousness. Okay? So let's prepare for that. I wasn't expecting it to be this warm. It was pretty damn crazy wind. So, hey, thank you. It's working for us. And I have video proof how crazy it was here just a few minutes ago. If you look around, there's all kinds of leaves from being blown around. Anyways, so I'm going to place these. Let's get started. So like I was saying, picture yourself either as Mother Gaia or, like I was saying, what we're entering now, New Eden 2. We're going to, those of you who've done the work, you're going to start perceiving Eden. You're going to see others suffering a lot, and eventually, though, they're going to phase out. Sorry, sadly to say. It's weird how it works. It happened to me for nearly 10 years now. and some are barely coming back. And I don't mean like, oh, they changed their minds. No, it's a parallel reality. I know it sounds crazy, but my brother Mark, he knows what I'm talking about because we studied the Kabbalion very, very well, and it gives you all the proof we need of the universal laws that is necessary to traverse through the ether and all the galaxies at all times through simple meditation, which is what we're about to do. So let's go ahead and get it started. Azurite in my heart, because it's what? Blue, third eye for vision, and green for clarity of healing. That's what we're gonna do. Let's amplify. So, like I was saying, picture yourself as a sphere, as Earth, but inside of you, you can still kind of see yourself, and you can see the seven heavens, which is intertwining, meaning the seven chakras. Okay, so you should close your eyes in case you don't know. You know what? I'm not even gonna school you guys. Fuck. I'm just gonna go. I'm not even gonna say why you need to close your eyes. I mean, if you guys want to know, leave me questions, and eventually, when the uh, 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 ooh, yes, we're about to get started at 12:22, and we're gonna go for exactly 12 minutes. Okay, from 12:22, we're gonna go to 12:34, and then we'll be done. So we have a few more minutes. Hey, if you guys don't mind, let's hang around. And now I can explain. This just happened. I must explain it now. And if you guys already know, sorry, but to those that don't know, you guys are gonna know. The reason why even church makes us pray with our eyes closed, well, they don't know this, but this is why it's been like this for thousands of years. Okay, almost all religions, when they commune with God, they close their eyes. The Hindu, how do you see their faces? They're barely like open because they're in theta state of mind. It almost looks like like they just got done having sex. You see what I'm saying? But it's because they're in theta. But when you close your eyes, a beautiful thing happens in darkness. Don't forget, light came out of darkness. Without darkness, light cannot be perceived. So when you close your eyes, your pineal gland, first of all, your pituitary gland starts to activate. It becomes a not only a more powerful transmitter, but a receiver. Then, from the receiving of the pituitary gland, it projects to the pineal gland, and now you have vision, inner vision. Only in darkness, only in darkness. So you can fake it till you make it by closing your eyes. All right, so that's the importance of closing your eyes. Next thing is visualization. As you're closing your eyes, it's easier because now you're inspired and you have way more creativity, especially once you go from beta state of mind into alpha state of mind, and then eventually that's where the magic starts. But then we want to go to theta so we can be like the Hindu images where they're not completely eyes closed, but there's not like this, but still, when you're like this, at least you're halfway conscious, halfway receiving, and now you're amplifying in a conscious manner. How does this work? Through mirror neurons. So I'm giving you scientific proof, guys, okay? I'm giving you everything. This is no la 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 things, okay? Like some of my family members and friends have thought of me for many years. But oh well, I did my work. I try to warn them. I try to help them. I try to assist them. But actually, that's what I'm saying. Some of them are just like waking up all of a sudden. They're appearing in my reality because they're in the same vibration now. They're in the same frequency. And this is what I mean. Some of your loved ones are going to phase out, especially if you practice unconditional love. 2 more minutes and we're going to get started. Now, the importance of 1222 is 12 is the L is the 12th letter of the alphabet. V is the 22nd letter of the alphabet. LV without the vowels is live or love. Okay? Or we're live. So it's all the way live. So with that in mind, I want to get a little bit of personal here. 1 more minute. my mother transitioned on January 20th, 2020, earlier this year at exactly 12:22. So in honor to her and all other mothers, Mother Gaia, we're going to start at 12:22, which is in a few seconds, and we're going to go all the way to 12:34, which is when my grandmother died back in 2018. Weird, huh? 12 minutes difference apart from each other. All right, with those beautiful numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, flush, 12:34 is the name of my system that I'm presenting to you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. It's about to be 12:22. Go ahead and close your eyes. You don't have to if you don't want to. You don't have to be sitting down in the lotus position. You can be laying down. You can be standing up. You can be dancing in the flow. As long as you're not using the monkey brain that processes, what am I going to do next? Do my children have enough food? This and that. No, don't process like that for these moments. And trust me, you're going to attract what you need all of a sudden. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. Take a huge deep breath into your nose. Hold it for a few seconds. And then release it nice and slowly out your mouth, utilizing your diaphragm at your own pace. Then again, try to hold it not too long, just more than normal, right before you panic. Let it out slowly. Breathe in again. By this time, believe it or not, whether you understand it or not, you're already in alpha state of mind. Is that quick? That's how beautiful transcendental meditation works. Now you keep going with that rhythm. You can breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, or in through your nose, out through your nose, but don't breathe in through your mouth. It's not enough oxygen, not enough life. Breathe in through your nose, even if it burns. So you keep your own rhythm and keep going with that. Don't forget, breath is life. Life is love. And when you breathe in, we detoxify more than 70% of our toxins just to breathe in alone. So that goes to give you an initiative to go a little bit, an incentive to go ahead and be fierce with your conviction of breathing. Because conscious breath is conscious life. Okay, so remember, we are the earth right now. We're going to go ahead and get started with the root chakra. But we're going to go ahead and allow a bright, violet, luminescent light coming down, shining down our spine. And it's going to fight through all that darkness that's inside every little crevice of our spine. Okay, and it's going down, down. As it's going down, is tickling the seven heavens, starting with the crown chakra, then the third eye, then the throat chakra, then the heart, then the solar plexus, then the sacral. Then now we're in the root chakra. Let's ground. Keep taking those deep breaths in, allowing that bright fine light to come down. That's your cord. That's your elevator. Allow that elevator for energy from source to activate your Sushumna. Okay, both masculine and feminine intertwining at the root to immaculate concept the inner child from the root. Now we get to play on New Earth. Picture that red spinning, illuminating, and it's bubbling up and it's creating this radiance. And now that radiance is reaching the orange. Taste, citrus, whatever it may be for you to connect into orange, because sacral is where emotions come into fruition. And if it's not balanced, it might not be good emotions that come out. And what is emotion? Energy in motion. And if your intent is not good, that energy in motion, emotion is going to attract that. Vision is weak, perception is strong. Please clear that. That's what we're going to do now. Picture that orange, flaming up, burning the trauma that you just got done dealing with in the root chakra, because trauma gets embedded in the root chakra. And since we just intertwined masculine and feminine and made the inner child come up, the trauma is now gone. It's that simple. Now the flame are amplifying because now it's orange and red, not fighting, but intertwining, reaching the solar plexus, yellow, soul, SOL, lur. Our system is called solar system. There's no other like it. Other systems are not called solar systems. They're called something else. Ours is called solar system because our sun is sol. Sol is the Spanish word for sun. But what does sol sounds like? What does sun sounds like? That sun sounds like SON, sun. The sun. You cannot get to the Father but through the sun, the solar plexus. So let's illuminate that sun chakra. Give it some life. Now we're going to amplify detoxification for the children who are starving. No one should be in need of food. No one. So let's use the sun to feed the children. At least in here, at least in here, at least in here. And don't forget, mirror neurons will help us amplify this. Because when you picture something long enough and your brain believes it, your brain will start to release the proper chemicals necessary to create some magic inside of you to attract, or I should say, stimulate the ether, and thus that vibration gets emulated out. And the oscillations create friction within the ether, which then was that friction creates resonance according to your newfound, clean, purged, pure solar plexus, sacral, and root. And therefore, you're going to start attracting that. By the end of the day, you're going to see beautiful things happening. Let that sit for a minute. Now, don't let that gold become fool's gold. Okay? Let it be real gold so you can reach the golden state in the new Aquarius. Let's go into the heart now. Ascend, ascend, ascend. Climb Jacob's ladder. We're about on the 9th step, completion. Okay? Jacob's ladder is the 33 vertebrae. Jesus of Nazareth, the son, died at 33. Is there a coincidence? No, not a single thing is coincidence. Keep that in mind. We're ascending up the ladder, Jacob's ladder. Now we're at the heart. Sacred heart is becoming life now. Not just heart, sacred heart. So that we can make the ego function at a service to the heart. And therefore ego becomes divinity. Ego is not the enemy. You guys have been fooled. You guys have been fooled by the East, by the West, because of money. They forgot the main reason. You can't get rid of ego. You shouldn't get rid of ego. Just like Alan Watts, who studied so much Eastern philosophy, said you're basically an idiot if you're trying to kill your ego, because you cannot survive without ego. Ego actually teaches us. It's you, the one that creates, that decides to go with the temptation that the ego, just like a grandfather, allows you to do things. And then once you're about to get hurt, then they step in. A mother, they'll stop you right away. No, mijo, no, son, please don't do that, type of deal. But a grandfather will watch you and let you, and right before you cut your finger or whatever, they'll stop you. That's the ego. They allow you to do things. It's your choice. But the ego is there guiding you. The ego is what gives you survival. And if you don't get intuition, guys, you guys have no intuition because intuition is a feminine trait. This is why I'm trying to get you guys in tune with your feminine side so that your intuition comes in, then vision comes in. So, with that, once the ego works out of service to the heart, guess what? You're divine. You're walking a divine being. Some churches don't want you to know this. And I have nothing against religion. I have 3 different Bibles, and I even get into the Quran and different things on the internet to always do what? Cross reference. Cross reference to make sure that this quadrant that comes from the Quran, and this quadrant that comes from the Jehovah's Witness, and this quadrant that comes from the Orthodox Christians, things like that, they make sense. Now that we have empowered ourselves after all this purging and clearing, and now we have activated the Merkaba, let's go ahead and ascend a little more. Don't forget, we're inside of Earth. We are Earth. Our chakras are being illuminated through our stimuli and conscious intent. So now we go to the throat chakra. This is where a lot of you need a lot of help. Some of you have your throat chakra over here. Not only that, but it's back here because you're so afraid to speak up because of what's been going on. So whether it's here, 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 most likely it won't be here, but it's usually in the back somewhere. Let's bring it. Use that inner child to play ball with that throat chakra so it gets back to where it needs to be. And this way you now will have clarity to speak even when you have to debate against your own family, against certain things. Don't get into politics, man. Forget about that stuff. That does not exist, and it won't exist, just like money. It does not exist. It's an illusion. Both of those things are to control people, and you know that. I stopped worrying about money 10 years ago. I became homeless. Cool, no problem. But now I have everything I need and I still don't worry about money. My account technically is always in negative, okay? But I have everything that I need all the time. Everything. Everything. It's amazing. I just can't reach to the ground and get $100 bill to give to my uncle that needs it, or my father, or whoever. But in my reality, which is the only one that counts in all reality, because that's true unconditional love. It's just like the airplanes. Troubles happens, you need to get your mask on first before you put it on your child. Because if you put it on your child, or you're trying, and the child's like, whoa, 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 and before you know it, you already have no more oxygen and both of you die. Sorry to be so blunt, but it is what it is. Like him out of darkness. Don't forget about that. So let's embrace both. Okay, so this is one place where you can truly embrace both, because you might have to use what some would consider negative connotations, if you may, but sometimes that's what is needed. For those of you who are masterful, it is needed for you to use the shocking method, to use neurolinguistic programming to help someone see beyond their traumas. So please find the clarity. This is why I have this right here. It helps me amplify. Now that we've dwelled there for quite some time, let's go ahead and go to the next level. Now we're reaching the three heavens above the spirit realm, the fourth dimension. Okay, now we're in the heaven side, upper, right? So let's go into what the third eye. Go ahead and touch it. If you want to amplify, use your right hand. Masculine is plus, is positive, is amplification, is projection. So if you need to amplify to be able to project, touch it with your right hand. If you need to slow down because you're getting close to retiring for the night or you have a child around, why do you think mothers hold their babies? Even if they're right-handed, they hold their babies on the left side because that's the feminine side. That's the relaxing side. That's the magnetizing side. So now you know how to use the chakras beyond the seven that Jesus of Nazareth was showing us. Two big chakras. Doesn't matter if you believe in God or not. It doesn't matter if you believe in Jesus or not. Doesn't matter if you're spiritual or not. You have them. So you might as well learn how to use them properly for your advantage. And I'm certain that everybody watching here will use it for proper things, not negative things. Because if you use it for negative things, guess what? It's going to blow up in your face and it's going to be a lot worse. So never use the Kabbalion or any other energetics for negative because you don't want that, especially not in these times. Oh boy, these negative folks, they know ooh, this is why they are giving more of the illusion that things are really, really bad so that we can keep our vibration down by choice. So please stop being in lower vibration, even if you're homeless. Goodness, I actually enjoyed being home, living out of my car for so many years. I had a job and I had money in my account in those times, and I couldn't find a place because of my credit and this and that. And I was a soldier with PTSD, and people didn't want to rent to me. So I was like, okay, it was meant to be. And I had all this money that I didn't need, that I didn't use, but I was in my car happy. And now I have a beautiful home. And I don't report to anyone. I don't have to technically work a 9 to 5. I work whenever I want. I want this for you guys. So, with the third eye, we already started the third eye. So, hey, enjoy this time right now in the next 2 minutes as we ascend to the crown. Picture that fine bright bouncing now, going to Sushumna. All right, transmitting, receiving nothing but goodness because perception is projection. Become queen of the moment. Become king of the moment. Notice how he said queen on the right side. You guys remember what I said about the right side? That's the masculine side. So become queen as a masculine being of the moment. Become king as a feminine being in the moment. King of the moment. Queen of the moment. And allow that crown to illuminate. Don't be ashamed to be prideful about it because it is okay to be prideful. It is okay to desire what to acquire through desires, acquire what your desires require. If not, why even waste oxygen? Sorry to be so blunt. Become a true benevolent warrior of light. Be fearless, be limitless, because the more fear you are, the more you will die. I've died many times. Very few of you know this, but I've died many times, several in Iraq. But yet, I came out without a single scratch. My brothers in arms were seriously injured, most of them, but me without a single scratch. And technically, most of us should have died because it was suicide bomber full of explosives in a car that ran into us and boom, blew us up. Twice in my vehicle, once in the vehicle in front of me, and crazy enough, I have a friend who his last name is not a friend, a brother, who his last name is Carr, Carr. He was the radio man, the communication man, and he was the one that was in all the suicide vehicles that hit our vehicles. Is that a coincidence? No, nothing is coincidence. Thank you. Look at that. Nothing is coincidence. So now we're going to use this last few moments to activate DNA strands in you even further, or at least take away the veil, the walls around that activation that is supposed to be occurring right now. So, become the architect of your own fortune. Okay, have faith that when you break down that wall, you're going to create a beautiful fortress around your temple, metaphorically, allegorically. The ether will help you create that through the imagination, intention, and once those two cohere, you'll be able to project that out and it'll be a reality whether you know it or not. But one thing's for sure, it's not just about this brain. Don't forget about this brain. As above, so below. Please clean that microbiome. This is the one that processes first before this one. Without this one can't process anything. This is why I say the doctor is no more important than the farmer, and especially not the one that's picking the fruits and the vegetables. Because without them, the doctor can't think, the doctor can't do anything. So no one is more important than another. No one should be getting paid more than another. Everybody should be getting paid the same, and we shouldn't even be getting paid. It's bartering. There's some people that love to clean. Others don't like to clean. There's some people that can't see blood. So there's other people that love to help people and they're okay with seeing blood. So it's a symbiosis. Forget about duality, forget about money, and make it a synchronicity and unity. So we can make a community. Unity is in community so that we can become one on Mother Earth. That way we can call this a true home, HOME, heaven on Mother Earth. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. And from 5, you're going to get your 5 senses amplified so that now you have more than 5. Okay? Thinking is the 6th. And we're going to go down to 4 because 4 is the 4 planes of existences you need to amplify now to truly be a pure-hearted person, single-hearted, physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. 4, and that will give you 3, a great trinity, whether it's subconscious, unconscious, or conscious, or masculine, feminine, inner child. See what I'm saying? That will make the 2 inside of you, masculine and feminine, into 1. Thank you for joining me. Wow. Thank you. Nothing is coincidence. That was only 2 wind blown in the past several minutes. We went past 12:34, but it was well worth it. Wow. I'm gonna give you guys about a minute or two. I'm gonna go check on the other end to see if there's any comments, if there's anything anybody wants to address or wants to share. Um, and I'll be right back. But definitely, Keep in mind, we must get rid of the false mass societies. Dr. Emoto's work, simply ignore them. Shut off your freaking TV. Is that a coincidence? No. All right? That the wind just came like that. Shut off your TV. Shut off your mainstream stuff. Everything mainstream. Everything. I know you have some friends that have music. Listen to their music. Support them. Okay? I'll be right back. Peace. Don't forget your tea. All right. Idaho, Ohana. I think I'm bad with memory, but but I know Idaho. You know who I'm talking about. Hey, thank you so much for sharing what you have shared. For those of you who've seen, look at the comments. Um, I'm sorry, but I can't tell if it's a he or she because it's both there, which is beautiful. You have an image of of a couple, so I don't know if it's you with your husband or you with your wife. But thank you for sharing. your experiences. And were you referring to, because Mark, the other person who was interacting as well, you Idaho mentioned that you see energy in the darks of the lids, meaning were you seeing it projecting out of you, or were you seeing it illuminating as you were kind of in a sense seeing yourself? Either way, it's pretty amazing because I just had an experience with a dear sister of mine that I actually grew up with, known each other for a very long time, and she actually helps me a lot with my helps me a lot with when I do my self defense classes for children and women. Um, what was I gonna say about her? Oh yeah, she was here not too long ago. We had to go do some um, uh, warrior flight training because she was facing some dissonance, and it was great. The martial arts is a beautiful thing when you know what you're doing, when you let ego out and that stupid alpha mentality. All right, the martial arts is the only thing that's truly going to get you closer to God aside from the Word of God. Without the martial arts, okay, like, sports will help you, but without the martial arts, you will never get to the fullest potential to know God. I dare to say that. Why? I don't mean you need to go punch someone's face out. No. I'm talking about the physical. What happens when you're training, when you're toughening your skin, your body, and all that. Again, like I started, when you move your arms right now, only left brain hemisphere using my right hand, but now, as I'm doing this, whatever it may be, I have to put myself outside of myself so I can see myself for one, multidimensionality already, having a bird's eye view, seeing myself from the top. But again, neuroplasticity. By doing this, I'm already using both brain hemispheres. Let's get to this real quick before I let you guys go. All right, is another way to maximize your brain from left and right synchronicity. Okay, aside from doing those type of motions, this is why I mentioned that sports can help, but you can't do it without the martial arts, because in the martial arts you have to spar too. You have to hit things. You have to feel pain. When you go through that, you start to process things differently. You start to become efficient with that. And guess what happens? Everything else becomes easier, for one, and your confidence skyrockets, especially as women. Um, but what was I gonna say? It was about. I'm in the right region, but I just can't remember exactly what it was. Hold on. Left and right hemisphere. Oh, the balancing, synchronization. Thank you for reminding me. I love how that works. You see how that telepathy is working now? All right. So I didn't hear your voice. It's just my idea, but I know it wasn't mine, and that's how I know it's the person I'm connecting with. Both you, Idaho, and Mark, big time. I know there's others probably watching, but you guys didn't interact, so I really don't know. But I do know Mark very well, decently well. So anyhow, so the way to synchronize the left and right brain hemisphere, at least to start, without the martial arts, is simple as creating a bridge, and then bam, that's it. You can press hard, you can barely touch, it doesn't matter. But we are electromagnetic beings, right? Electric mainly, magnetism mainly, but it does have electricity, electromagnetic. But every single digit has power. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. If this was positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. Positive, big one, negative, small one. Okay? So if this is positive, negative, positive, what am I doing? Positive, negative. Bam! Creating a uh, a circuit. Bam! Just like an electrical circuit. So just like Ohm's law, the less resistance going through a wire or any electrical component, the more electricity it can compose, it can I can't think of the word right now, but it's not transmit, but it can flow through it. Okay, so the less resistance, more energy. What's energy? Information. What's energy and information? Healing. So the less resistance you have inside, in physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional, goodness, the wind is, sorry it's going all over the place, but maybe that might help. That way it has less wind. So anyways, the less resistance going through your body, through your meridian lines, through your veins, through your CNS, central nervous system, through all these things. The more you're going to be a conduit so that your cord, like the Eastern philosophies reference, the rope, the cord to God gets connected. You know, when we're born, it gets severed, just like the umbilical cord. But we get to work it up. And once we're adults, if we don't make the ego function at a service of the heart, that cord never gets connected back. And then that cycle continues big time and in a somewhat inefficient way. So, Ohm's law, relieve the resistance within you, and now more electricity, more energy can flow through you. So, synchronicity of brain. Another thing is use your hands, positive, negative, to give yourself relief, especially in the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is not there, but through here you can stimulate the vagus nerve. The muscles that connect to the skull, right at that edge, that's where you can touch that area, put a little bit of pressure, a lot of pressure, and some of you might barely touch, and you'll be like, whoa, what the? You might feel like almost like a marble. Please don't go to the doctor and say, I have this little lump here, because they'll tell you it's a cancerous tumor, and it's not. All it is calcium deposits. Just like fighters, basketball players, swimmers, they always have problems with their shoulders because they're always lifting like that against resistance, and eventually they don't want to give up throughout the years because they love it so much, and then their shoulders get messed up. They only get messed up only because of calcium deposits. All that grinding, eventually bones chip, tiny little pieces, and they have to go somewhere. And if they can't get out, they accumulate, and then they accumulate into a small little condensed thing that feels like a little BB. And if you touch around your deltoids, you will find very, very tender areas. Don't be afraid of those areas. Go into that discomfort a little bit. This is why I'm saying you must become a benevolent warrior of love and light. You must fight. Even a baby, before it's born, it's fighting. Even a sperm has to fight billions of other sperms, okay, to go into the egg. Okay, not only that, once, what is it, a million of them out of the billions that go in at one time, once a million of them gets to the actual egg, all those millions still have to fight each other. Once you get to the egg, you still have to fight through that egg, through that thick membrane. Okay, but get this is a scientific proven fact. This is why I love to say soul, and I spell it as SOL, not SOUL. SOL, soul, just like solar system, like como el sol, the sun. Soul is spark of life, spark of light, spark of love. When the sperm finally enters the egg and the little tail goes completely and the egg seals, it's a scientific proven fact. Look it up. When that happens, poof, there is a literal spark of light that can be seen through these apparatuses that the doctors put inside many women to make sure that this didn't just happen to this one woman. It happened to all women that were in part of the research, part of the study. Okay, I can't give you any sites. That's your job. You look for it. And there's some egotistical people that say, oh, well, can you give me a link? No, you do your own job. I already did my own. You do your own. All right, unconditional love, baby. So, anyways, look it up. There's a spark of light when we fight and go in. So that's our reward. So guess what? When mom is ready, what do you have to do? You still have to fight. Sorry, mom, but you still have to fight to get out. Okay? And this is how wonderful a body is. How the hell are you gonna get something that big, the size of the biggest burrito you can ever see, and probably even bigger, through a hole that's like that big? That's how beautiful our bodies are. It will adapt to anything you consistently expose it to. Thus, why the martial arts will make you a peaceful warrior, a peaceful person. The stronger you become, the gentler you are. Some of you might say, bullshit, because I raise my voice a lot and this and that. Well, it's not personal, it's nothing against you. I can't hear very well. And the more excited I get for some reason, the less I can hear. And this is why I have to raise my voice. This is why you see veins popping out all the time. I was blown up many times. Okay? It's not an excuse, but it is what it is. Okay, and because I was blown up many times, this is why I was forced to live in the moment. I can't live for tomorrow. i can I can perceive the future. I can plan for the future. I can design the future. The future's mine, guys. Just like Nikola Tesla said, the future's mine. Watch, you guys are gonna freaking see me all over the place, especially in 2021. This is something I've been gearing towards for 2 decades. I literally have a whole broadcasting station in my home right now. Okay? People won't be able to get enough of me, or they won't be able to get rid of me, because I've been producing many shows about all kinds of things. And this is why I've been telling some of you. I have a whole empire about to be launched very soon. January 23rd of next year. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Pyramid. And this is the logo, or the shape that I use for the logo of the 1, 2, 3, 4 flush, which helps you to transform from the inside out willingly by decision. All I do is I expose you to information, remind you of the beautiful innate abilities we all have, and you get to decide. Well, you go to the buffet. I pick some of this, pick some of this. Yeah, he's hardcore warrior. He likes to train hard, but I don't need to train that hard. I can just get a little bit of the boxing side. I'll get some of that. I'll get some of this, and I just expose you to stuff in the physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. 1, 2, 3, triangle, and then the middle one, the triforce, the fourth one. Triangle up, masculine, kind of resembles the phallus, right? Triangle down, open, female. When those two come together, triangle up, triangle down, what happens? Star of David, the Merkaba. So let me check one last time to see if I inspired anything in some of you with the comments. Sorry I had to go running again, but it's fun. And then we'll go ahead and close this off. Don't forget to drink your tea. This one's chamomile, lavender, and peppermint. Ridiculously good, ridiculously relaxing, ridiculously empowering, ridiculously detoxifying. Holy moly, it's so good. And it's sweetened with raw, super raw, really dark honey. More detoxification. Emotion. All right, Sunny, finally got it. Cool. Mark, thank you for joining us. Jack and I. Jackie, they want to say hi to you, buddy. He's like, yeah, but you haven't played with me, so I'm not gonna say hi. I love you, buddy. Buddy, I love you, buddy. Buddy, come here, buddy. It's okay. You can say hi. Because sometimes I don't let him be too close to me, you know? So he's like, I'm respecting you. Yeah, buddy. I love you, buddy. This guy has helped me so much and a little emotional. Whoa. He has helped me so much with my PTSD. So much. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you, buddy. Very special dog because our relationship in the beginning was very bad. He's a rescue dog. It's not like I got him from the pound. I wonder what happened. Does anybody know what might be happening? Because I hear in the way in the distance people honking and woo, like they're celebrating something. A lot of people. But it is Saturday, so maybe someone got married and they just got home after the marriage or something. Who knows? There's a lot of cheering going on, and trust me, I live rurally. I mean, my nearest neighbor is pretty damn far. Um, yeah, so our relationship, man. I mean, a friend of mine, they're like brother and sister to me. Their son had cancer, and they got him this after he beat cancer. He got it like around 4 years old, four and a half, and then he beat it by six or so completely. But they noticed that he was still being depressed, like even though he had friends and everything, even though they spent time with him. And I just recommended that they get a dog for him. You know, it gives him that sense of fulfillment, like he's helping something, someone, not someone, but yeah, he is someone. And it worked. It helped them. But they lived in downtown LA in a small apartment, and a Jack Russell Terrier. I didn't tell them to get a Jack Russell Terrier, but that's what they got. He's a full bred, everything. And he was going crazy, you know, when they had to go to work and the kid had to go to school. Um, so they asked me if I can watch him until they figure it out because they knew I had a huge yard. And then eventually I just said, hey, if you can't find anyone, yeah, I can help you keep him here. That way you can always visit him and you don't really get rid of him. And they're like, well, if you're willing to do that, yeah, because they're about to give it back to the actual breeder. Um, so I kept him, and at first he would mangle my hands. It was bad. I have videos, bad, 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 because he had no discipline with someone else. You know, he had a lot of energy. So, anyways, with that in mind, look at how this relationship turned out. I wish we had more time to show you guys like beautiful stuff. He knocks on the door, literally. I let him out on his own. When he's ready, he'll literally bam, 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 right? And then he'll stop. When I open the door, I let him in. I tell him, close the door. You know, if he just stumbles in, I said, nope, close the door. And he'll literally turn around and jump up and push the door shut. Okay, and then I can shoot at him and he'll pretend dead. There's all kinds of beautiful things. And he loves to chase the ravens, and the ravens love to mess with them. They really do. It's so cool. So, anyways, like I was saying, to close off, Sonny, thank you so much. Uh, since you said Sonny the masculine, I'm assuming you're the man of the image. Nice to meet you. I think we've interacted in the Evolutionary Energy Arts channel, maybe. Maybe not us, but I'm saying like that's probably how you found my channel. Who knows? But either way, thank you for being in my channel and for interacting. I mean, look how much fun you are. Hey, whether you like it or not, I'm gonna make you a moderator. You don't have to do anything. All right, you're just gonna have a beautiful little blue highlight. But if you want to moderate in the future, because I'm about to start releasing an insane amount of information, insane amount. You're gonna see every single day I'll be able to release several every single day without fail. That's how much information I have already recorded, already done. Like I'm telling you guys, empire is coming. My empire, our empire, I should say, because it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for many people. Because I can't run it all by myself. See what I'm saying? But it's all real stuff. Because I used to be an architect. That there's many things I used to be, and I'm pretty young overall. I'm not, if you're 28 years old or so, I'm old enough to be your father. That's how old I am. But do I look that old? No. But anyways, like I was saying with our relationship, that's how your relationship should be with yourself, with your surroundings, with your partner. I'm not saying you, Sonny. I'm just saying in general. Um, uh, 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 because if you see beyond that with unconditional love, eventually the chemistry, the electromagnetism, it's going to become a symbiosis into harmony. It really will. This is why I'm saying we must become benevolent warriors of love and light. Not be afraid to punch someone's face out. But obviously, you're not going to just go around and bully people. No. Because most people are afraid. Most people won't fight back. And it sucks because we're going to need that a lot coming up. A lot. So, with that in mind, don't forget that we're only limited to our creativity. So, just like Charlie Chaplin has stated, one of my favorite quotes of his, we must laugh at the face of our helplessness or go insane. Marcus Aurelius also said, myself cannot be contained. I am free. I forgot the last words, but I'm paraphrasing, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. We cannot be stopped. We cannot be quiet. We cannot be limited by this stupid illusion called money. That's over with. The American dream, guys, is over with. Please see beyond that. Make a dream that's American if you're American. Make a dream that's Mexican if you're Mexican. Make a dream that's Inuit if you're Inuit from Alaska. But the American dream that the technical world has been fooled to follow, it's over with. Prophecies. Last president. 45. 4 plus 5, 9. Completion. It makes sense. We're still going to be America. We'll still be here. But the technicalities of it, it never really was United States. Okay, and it never really was 50, even though that's what we see. Because, as you can see, the West is blue. And it's not going to be given up easily. And it never really was run by Americans. I dare to say it. I dare to say it. And I live here. But I tell you this much. I am Maya. I am Aztec. I am Yaqui, Native American, which is Native Mexican, but they split us up when they did the border. So we're both Mexican and American. But the Pascua Nation is on the Arizona side. But with those three things that I just mentioned, like Mark said, where there's 2 or 3 or more gathered in my name, there I am amongst them. That's what Jesus of Nazareth stated in the Gospel of Thomas, but it's also in Matthew 23:10, I think it is. But With that in mind, Atlantis, Atlantis is here. Sir Francis Bacon, many people knew that Atlantis was going to emerge here in America. The new Egypt, energetically, it's going to be the Yucatan. This has been known for a very long time, but it's been kept from us. And never forget that Aztlan, Aztlan, is Atlantis. They lied to us. And Aztlan has been here all along. Aztlan is the Aztec nation. And Aztecs were not bloodthirsty people. We're not stupid. We didn't have to kill people to fucking bring the sun back. Okay? So let's get that shit out of our heads. Because the victors, they rewrite history. Remember that. And we were not decimated by no fucking conquerors. Okay? Not the Maya, no one. These cycles that are happening now, that's what happened then. And then these fools came in and, look at they're weak and they're sick and there's hardly none of them left. What's going on? Oh, well, look at all this gold. Great. We were not conquered. Your ancestors were not conquered. It's just certain people took advantage. That's all it was. So with that in mind, let's embrace the dark and embrace the light. Convert it into love. That's simple. One love, one light, one life under one source. For we are all one unit of energy. Don't forget, you're unlimited to creativity. Pain is temporary. Pride is eternal. Fulfillment lasts forever. The fight will be worth it, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional. The universe within, the YOU, universe, the YOU and I, VERSE, will reciprocate dearly. Let's become one, even further now. We just, through mirror neurons, helped Mother Gaia and everything within it because we were her for those moments. Those mirror neurons are going to help it make it a reality. Don't let your vibration go down, and you'll see that in your reality, by the end of the day, you're going to have some beautiful things happening that you were not expecting. I can already see it. I'm going to have a little Ninja Turtle pizza party with, with my brothers since we never really got to grow up. We were never children, man. We had a crazy bad upbringing. Very poor, no water, no electricity. But that's what made us who we are now. We love to help people. And hopefully you do as well. One love, one light. Peace may be with you at all times.